Hi, in this video we're going to have a look at managing estimates within the app. So the first thing to check is this feature is enabled, so we click up here and we should have estimates appearing in the menu. If it's not appearing in the menu, we need to enable it or switch it on. To do that, we click on System Settings, and if you don't have access to this menu item, just check with the person who set up the app, and they'll be able to do this. So within that, we've got all of the users who you've added into the system, and within that you can categorize them into user types. The user types is what controls the access to which features that they can access. So we click on this and we can set up different profiles, but by default there's one profile that controls access called full access. So we click on this, and to enable estimates we simply click on this. Remember to click on save, and if we now click up in the menu, estimates are now visible. So let's click on estimates. We can now see all of the estimates, and also if we click on a contact, okay, we can now see that we can see all of the estimates for this contact. So that's quite powerful. So we can see all the invoices, all the notes, all the documents, and all the estimates. If we click on the estimates, we can add in a new estimate. So it automatically puts in the contact because we were reviewing that contact. And we type in a description. So this is a demo estimate. Type in the value, so maybe it's 275. It automatically pulls through the terms and conditions, which are set up in the system defaults, which we'll cover in another video, and it also pulls through the notes. Once again, this comes from the system defaults, and you can edit all of this via the system settings if you go into the system defaults. But this saves you having to type it in each time. It also has a forecast date, i.e. when are you expecting the customer to make a decision. You can also group an estimate into, or you can categorize it. So it's an initial inquiry, and once again you can define how you want to group. You can set these up different categories. But normally people have an initial inquiry, i.e. someone's just called up, and then once you've spoken to them so you know it's a real opportunity, and then maybe if you've issued a proposal, you're just waiting for a decision. If you have multiple salespeople in your company, it'll put in their name, and that way you can report on the different opportunities that each person is working on. And then finally, against an estimate, you can say what is the outcome. And there's only a number of, you either lose it, it could be put on hold, maybe you didn't lose it, but the customer decided not to do anything, so you can just terminate it. Or you can say you've won it. But those are the categories. And once again, that's fairly useful. Maybe at the end of the year, you can look back and say, how much effort did you invest in all these different opportunities, and how did they turn out? And you can also, of course, do that by individual, which is quite useful. But at its basic, level, you don't need really to worry about any of this. You simply have got the contact, what was the description, and how much was it for, and you click on save. Okay. And that's the estimate created. We can scroll down then, and we can simply click on this button and it'll create the document for us, or you can just do create and send, whereas it'll create a really nice estimate document in a PDF format, and it'll email it straight to the customer. The advantage of doing this is when I did sales, there's huge advantage in getting first mover, they call it first mover advantage, when you're with the customer and you can discuss the estimate there and then and issue the quote rather than waiting for several days. and normally the person who gets in the first quote, everything else is compared against that quote. So this is a very simple estimate. So maybe we issued this to the customer and then the customer came back and said, well, I would like a more detailed breakdown. So we can now click on Edit and we can go in and do detailed line items. And so maybe they wanted a breakdown of, so let's say we were a painter and decorator, so maybe we needed to prepare the surfaces. Okay, and you could actually enter in the number of hours and the price per hour, or you could just give an overall figure. So 200, click on Save, and we want to add in another, so then we want to apply a coat of paint, and that's 350, and then maybe you've got some materials as well. And we can group that and say that that's an expense. And one quantity of 85. Click on Save. Okay, and if we now click back, we have three detailed line items on our proposal now. And if we click back, we can see we've got, it totals up the amount automatically, and we've now got 3 detailed line items. Click Save. Okay. If I just click on Save on here, another really powerful feature is that if you normally do the same type of work on each quote, what you can do is you can click on Edit, and you can flag this as a favorite. I want to reuse it, so I'm just going to click on Save. Okay. The next thing that happens is if I go to add a quote, because I've now got a favorite, okay, so I've now got a blank quote, and if I click on detail line items, it now prompts me. It's detected the fact that I've got a favorite quote, and you could have many favorite quotes. So you could have one for a simple estimate and one for a more detailed estimate, and it's really is worth investing the time to set these up. So I can now say, yeah, I want to copy from a favorite quote. It'll give me a list of the quotes. So this is the one I've just flagged as a favorite. Click on here, and it automatically sets up all the line items for me. So all I'd have to do now is click here and edit and adjust the amount. Okay. So you know, it's so easy to use, so fast. But it means that you should typically be able to get a quote out, something that might take you 15 minutes using Microsoft Word. You should be able to generate a quote literally within a minute once you get used to this. The big advantage, of course, is that all of this is stored centrally. If you had multiple employees, then you know, you're getting the very latest picture. Also this information is stored across all your devices. So if you did this quote maybe on your computer, and you're out with another customer or whatever, and someone rang up and said, yeah, I'm interested, but could you alter this or do this, then you can whip out your phone, access the quote, and simply send off an email, or just email the latest version of the quote straight away. So it means that you're very responsive, and being responsive in sales, it gives you a huge advantage. So if I click back here, other things worth noting, if you click down here on the PDF report, you can automatically report based on whatever criteria you've entered here. You can analyze all the deals that you've won. You can see all the deals you're working on. And you can also dump all of this report out into Microsoft Excel as well. Okay, so some powerful stuff there. Click back, and we can now see that we've got 2 estimates in for Adrian. we can drill in. One of them is in progress and one of them was flagged as a favorite. Once again, we can just click on this, edit it, and we can remove this flag if we don't want to use it as favorites, if it was a real quote. And we can see that these two are in progress. And if we lost this particular quote, we simply click edit and we can change the outcome to loss. Okay, click back. So we can now see all the quotes for Adrian, or we can see the ones in progress, we can see the ones we've won, and once again we can report on all of these. So just a couple of subtle things. The link at the bottom of a contact shows you all of the estimates for this contact. If you access it via the menu, this will show you all of the estimates for all the contacts in the system. And once again, you can actually go in and use a date range. So if you wanted to see all the ones we've done in January, all of the ones from, for this year up until now, you can change all of these filters and so on. And once again, very powerful management reporting built into the system. Okay, so that more or less covers estimating, and we'll catch you on the next video.